Hello, what you see in front of you is a semi-professional microphone. It's on a stand here, which is too big for the bench, but I'll show a picture of it later on so you can see what it looks like. This microphone comes from a studio. I'd like to thank the local hospital radio station for providing this for me to fix. I'll put a link down below so you can have a look at it. The microphone itself works absolutely fine. It uses a 48 volt line to power this. You can have a look inside it, he says. Inside it has a circuit board both sides to provide a preamp for the microphone amplification. Put it back on again. As I say, the microphone itself works absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with the microphone. So it's on my bench because it needs a new cable. Now the cable itself has to go through the arm. There's actually a channel in the arm here, and the wire has to travel all the way through the arm, over that little joint there, out to here where it mounts onto the workbench, and somewhere I have the end that clips on just to here, and it has to go through the end bit as well. Typically I've put it somewhere safe, so give me a minute, let me see if I can find it. Well, like with most things in my shed, if you can't find it, check the floor and you'll find it. So the wire has to go through that stand and through here, out the bottom here, and then it connects underneath the workbench to the main mixer. So all that wire has to go through there. But we don't have a wire. What we do have though is male and female XLR plug and socket for our new wire to go through. The other thing to bear in mind is that this has to be wired up for 48 volts. Normally on an XLR cable like this, you have the ground and you have the signal cable, which is 2 of the pins, and the third pin isn't used. But for the 48 volt, you have to wire the extra pin up to carry the 48 volts from the mixer desk to power the microphone as well. So let's grab some wire and let's get started. Right, what I'm going to do then is take this plug to pieces, push that out, there we go. So this is the inside of the XLR plug. It just got 3 connections and the ground which goes against the case. I'm going to use my circuit board holder mainly because I don't have one of those helping hands things. If you're wondering which pin is which, on this side it's going to be very difficult to show you actually. There we go, you should be able to see. It's got 1, 2 and 3. 1 is there, 3 is there, 2 is there. On the reverse side, on this side, it's also got the numbers, but it's a bit difficult to see. Hopefully you can see that all right. Right, okay, zoom back out again. So what we're going to do first of all, we're going to put the earth cable on, which is on number 1, and this earthing tab there as well. So let's just get that tightened up in there. This is our cable. We're using a 3-core cable. So you've got 2 cables on the inner side and then a earthing cable on the outside, which will protect it from noise. So let's split that off and I'll show you. In fact, I've managed to strip all the cables there, so let's do that again. This often happens. Let's try that again, just to prove that things don't always work first time. A little bit more gently on this, I think. There we go. That's better. So we've got a red cable, a white cable, and the earth cable. Right, okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to thread the earth cable through here. That's it. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to solder that on there, on that tab, and then we'll put it on the actual pin itself. This is a new plug, so it's going to be a bit shiny, so hopefully that'll be solderable. Yep, that's gone on absolutely great. Right, next thing we need to do is to pop that onto the pin itself for soldering. Great, okay, so that's got that done. Now you may notice I've got a bit of wire dangling at the side, but that's okay. I've got a wire just here, look, so what we're going to do is going to chop that off like that. There we go, and that's nice and clean, ready for the next couple of wires. So as this is a new cable, it doesn't matter which is which, so we're going to stick the white on number 3 and the red on number 2. So let's strip that off. Give it a little twist. Put that back in the vise. That white one just go around. If you try to get something. That's really absolutely fine. So we'll do now. We'll just put a bit of solder on this. Right, solid place. We'll stick the flux on there. Put a bit of solder in there. And then we just solder it up. So that first bit of solder just to hold it in place. And then, typically, it pops off again. There we go. Feed a bit more solder in there. Perfect. Again, we've got a little bit of wire just sticking out, but that's okay. Just chop that off like that. Perfect. Right, next thing is the other cable. So do exactly the same thing again. Right, I'll just zoom in a bit so you can have a look. There we go. So that's got the cables in okay. So let's just quickly go through it. We've got red going to this one here, white to this one here, and then the earth going to both the case connection, which is there, and pin number 1, which is there. Right, next job. Let's need to get the cover back onto this one. Right, let's clear the bench a bit and get to the other end of the cable. There we go. Right, so I need to make sure that's the right way around. Put that on and that on. There we go. Pull it through. And I've done that wrong. Right, let's just do it again. Right, not that one. Put that one on. There we go. Right, this one goes in this way around. Now these are keyed, so you have to make sure that the key here on the side, just there, it lines up with the arrow just there. If you get that right, it should go in quite smoothly like that. Now I'm just going to have a look down the barrel just to make sure that None of the wires are touching the side apart from the earth, so the red and the white are okay. Just quickly show you that, if you can see that okay. So they're nice and clear from the actual surroundings, so that's okay. We've also got this bit to put on as well. This just clips over. There's a split in this, it's just like a plastic clip, and this is to protect the wires inside, like that. So that will go over, and again that will shield the wires from the outer casing, and then that goes over the end like that, and there it is. That's that one done. Right, next thing we need to do is actually feed this through the microphone stand, so bear with me for a moment. Right, hopefully you should be able to see me okay. So what we need to do is untangle the wire. There we go. Right, must remember to put it through the base first, because you don't want it to get all the way through and not have that bit done. That's right, that's that bit done. Now we have to pick up the mic stand, and it has to go through the end here. So it has to. Let me go. Right, what I've done is I've pulled through more than I actually need, because I can pull a bit of it back afterwards, but I need a bit of slack because we've got to put the XLR cable on here. In fact, I think I'm going to pull through a little bit more because I don't think there's enough there, so let me just very quickly just pull a little bit more through. The problem is these things, the wires get everywhere. Right, okay, so what I need to do now is put this back on the bench, and we need to put the other XLR cable on this end. Right, we're back on the bench again. The cable is here, look, going through the mic stand, and I've got my little vise here to help us. So again, just the same as before. I don't think it's got another, no, there's no other sort of end it needs to go through on the actual stand itself, so we're all right. Let's undo this. This is of course a female end XLR plug. We need to put that through there, because if we forget that we'll be very, very annoyed. Let's have a look. Let's push that through there. There we go. Right, just the same as before, just the numbers before, except this time don't forget we're on a socket, not a plug. The wiring is ground is next to that ground pin there, and it's also on number 3. Hang on a minute, no, number 2, sorry, so it goes on number 2. Number 3 is a white cable, number 2 is the red. I'll tell you what, I'll put a little note on the screen here so you can see. Right, okay, that should be okay. Let's get that wired up. Right, I've just checked the other one. Yeah, earth is number 1 and white is number 3, so therefore red is number 2. I'm not going to do this real time and let you sit and watch me do it real time. It'd be quite boring. So what I'll do is I'll fast forward this a bit. You can listen to some music. If you want to skip this bit, then just pop over that way. If you want to watch me do this, I'll speed it up so it's easier for you. Okay, so that's that one done. Just checking to make sure that there's no loose ends or anything. Everything looks okay. But before we do anything else, there's one important job that we've got to do. So this is a XLR cable test. I bought this donkeys years ago, and as you can see, I bought this when I was a roadie in a local rock band, and it came in very, very handy. It's a cable tester, so let's pop that in there. Pop that in there and switch it on. Okay, so you can see the wires now. So there's sorry, just turn that again. There we go, that's better, you can see it now. So we've got 3 lights diagonally across there and 3 lights horizontal. I'm going to press the reset button, and we've only got the lights going diagonally now. Now what will happen is if I jiggle these lights, these wires around, if there's a cross or if there's a one that's not quite connected, one of these lights will go out, indicating that there's a break. Or if there's a short, let me just quickly short out a couple of the... So if there's a short like that, I've just forced a short, you'll see that these lights on the end here will come on. So if there's a short or if there's a break, this will indicate that. But as it is, there's no breakages and there's no shorts, so that's all okay. So don't worry about that, that's just me pressing the buttons here, so that's okay. So everything with those sockets, the plug and socket, is okay. Watch your eyes, okay, the lights coming back in. Right, okay, so what we now need to do is we put our plug back in together. Right, now this one is a pain, so if you're ever going to do one of these, let gravity help. You see they've got the clip here underneath, that has to line up with this tab here. So you could try and do it this way around, but as you can see that tab is now in and it's making it very difficult. So turn it over and let gravity help. So that's going to be underneath. We'll put that tab underneath and hopefully that should line up nicely. It never does it first time. No, I've got that wrong. Try that again. You can look down the end to see if it's in place. There we go, that's nicely in place. Again, let's just check down the end to make sure that none of the wires are touching the outside. Do that for you. There we go. Everything looks fine there. So we get our plastic cover. Again, this will help protect the wires from touching the side. There we go. Right, okay, next thing we do before we do anything else is we do that test again. Just double check. Now we've been fiddling about with it, double check to make sure that's okay. No, it's not. So as you can see, oh, it's just that. There we go. It was just this power switch is a bit dodgy. No, that's okay. Nothing's showing apart from those 3 lights, so everything's okay. Right. Okay, so that's now done. What we'll do then is I need a bigger bench. Let's feed some of this cable back inside. I'm just dragging it from the middle. We can get our microphone. So we'll need a slack of cable to go into there. There we go, that's wonderful, that's now in place. And we can pull the cable back which you can't see. Just a minute. There we go. We've got a bit of a loop, so let's see if we can just pull that back from the other end. We'll leave a little bit of a slack because this is an elbow joint, and then, because I did remember to put that on, we can pull this wire back in, feed that back through. Again, I will leave a little bit of slack on there because that's a joint. Pull our base back through. There we go, that's that job done. So all we do now is when we get to the studio, the hole is big enough for an XLR to go through, so we'll put that through the hole in the desk and then we can mount it. Hopefully the next video that you'll see, or this next bit from me, will be in the studio doing exactly that. Right, hopefully everything's okay. I just put that down there for the time being. I must thank you for watching. If you like what I do, please subscribe. I've got to tidy my desk up actually, it's got bits and pieces all over the place. But all this talking is making my mouth dry. I don't have any sponsors or anything, but please, if you've got time, please buy me coffee on the link down there. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.